All right, good afternoon. My name is John Ko. As a part of my data visualizations class for the final project, I decided to kind of take a look at the world impact of COVID. Uh, I also took a look at, in this presentation, a look at the US impact of COVID and finally the DMV area of COVID, also with the vaccination rates. Overall, I was able to pull the data set from the World Health Organization and the CDC. As you can see here in the first graph, it is the impact of the world. As you can see here in this world map, you can see the different bubbles as there's growing number of cases, the bubble gets larger. In this left side bar graph, you could see with the different cases in the different countries, you could see the bar graph beginning to grow. And then finally here, as far as a line graph, you could see with the exponential growth of coronavirus cases in 2020, you can see the growth here as well. For my next dashboard or story, I took a look at kind of the US impacts of COVID. You could see here in the chloropleth map of the different states. As each state has a higher number of cases, you get to see kind of the darker shade of red starting to highlight here. As it continues, case by case, day by day, you can see New York, Florida, and Texas and California becoming darker red from the beginning of COVID till today. And here below, you can see the cases by state, day over day, as you can see the bar graph growing day by day. In my final story here, you could see there's an overall tally for the total number of cases in the US since the beginning till April 29th. In the bottom graph, you see the positive cases in the DMV. As you could see here, it takes a snapshot of it week over week of the cases in the DMV area. If you zoom in on this graph, actually, the light blue color up here represents Virginia. The blue color here represents Maryland, and then the dark blue color here represents DC. You could see here, January 4th is when the actual vaccinations were starting to get rolled out by the US. You see the highest number total in the DMV area was January 17th, but as vaccination increases, you see a huge drop off in cases of coronavirus in the DMV area since January 17th till today. Also here in this static graph here, you see the percentage of the different percents by state of the adults that are vaccinated for COVID by each state, with Kansas kind of leading the way at 25% of the adults. But as you can see, the numbers here could be a little skewed because the population size for each of the states is different. With that said, that is my presentation. Thank you for listening in on it, and thank you for everything.